On Monday, June 3rd, 2024, about 6:30 a.m., police made a discovery of human skeletal remains in a section of Salt River in the parish of Clarendon.
A convicted sex offender has been held in the case of missing primary school teacher Danielle Anglin, whose body the police believe they have discovered in a densely vegetated area in Salt River in Clarendon on Monday. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime Fitzbailey said the police are awaiting a forensic report to officially identify the body found in Tarnish district. He said the area was the last identifiable location that Anglin was in. On May 14, Anglin's parents, with whom she lived, reported her missing to the St. Catherine South Police. Anglin was last seen on May 13 about 6 a.m. leaving home for the St. Peter Clavers Primary School where she taught. Bailey said through the use of technology and forensics, a motor vehicle of interest was identified and later on its driver, who is now in custody.
On Tuesday, May 14, 2024, about 5 p.m., Ms. Danielle Anglin, a 29-year-old teacher of a corporate area primary school and of a Helshaw Park, Portmore, St. Catherine address, was reported missing to the St. Catherine South Police by her parents. Ms. Anglin reported left her house on Monday, May 13, 2024, about 5:50 a.m. en route to school and had not been seen or heard from since. An investigative team was assembled consisting of St. Catherine South Criminal Investigation Branch, led by the St. Catherine South Crime Officer and supported by the Communication Forensic and Cybercrime Division, CFCD, Scenes of Crime and Criminal Investigation Branch Headquarters, CIB Headquarters. As part of the investigations, the team visited her community and her school and conducted a number of interviews. The team also utilized available technologies and forensic capabilities which allowed for identification of a number of vehicles which were assessed and analyzed, and with skill application of their training, identify a vehicle of interest. The driver of the vehicle was subsequently identified and taken into custody following investigations. Again, with the use of technologies, we were able to identify a location in Salt River in Clarendon as the last identifiable location that Miss Anglin was in. As a direct result, a number of searches were done within sections of St. Catherine and Clarendon. On Monday, June 3rd, 2024, about 6:30 a.m., police made a discovery of human skeletal remains in a section of Salt River in the parish of Clarendon. It is still too early in our investigation to state definitively that it is Miss Anglin's body, and thus we await the findings of the forensic team. Given the weight of the evidence collected thus far, the suspect in the matter has since given a statement to the police admitting his involvement. I want to point out that this specific suspect was arrested and charged sometime about 2015 by the police for sexual offenses. He was also convicted in Antigua for sexual offenses and deported to Jamaica. We appeal to the public, if you have any information that can assist with this case and any other, please reach out to 119 or the nearest police station. This and other investigations in the past indicate the quality of the people and technology within the constabulary force to serve and protect. It bears testament of good work, collaboration, due diligence, police and public partnerships, and attention to detail. I would like to offer my commendation to the entire investigative team. Certainly, It's a joint initiative between the JCF and citizens. Again, we appeal to the public. If you have any information that can assist with this case and any other, please reach out to 119 or the nearest police station.
When I was eating the food, my throat started to tighten up. And I couldn't breathe properly. And I called some friends in the police and the university hospital. And I ended up at the university hospital that night.
People's National Party standard bearer in the St. Catherine Southeastern constituency, Dr. Alfred Dawes, say he was poisoned last year. The popular doctor claimed that the intended victim was a PNP colleague as a part of a politically motivated plot to tarnish his image after he had entered representational politics. Dawes made a shocking allegation while addressing comrades at a PNP meeting at Waterford High School on Sunday. He had previously denied reports that he was poisoned.
Since I came into politics, just over a year ago, there have been personal attacks, there have been economic attacks, where my business partners were advised not to do business with me. I lost contracts. I had permits held up until they said, Dawes, we have to let you go. And then the permits were approved. I have listened to bloggers drag my name in the dirt. I have listened to lies being spun about me, and I have had to learn, as Kennard say, you have to have alligator skin in this politics thing. But I look at it as a process. I really never wanted to share why, but I believe you all need to know the battles that I have been fighting silently. A year ago, I was invited to a meeting, and I had gone with a member of my team, a female comrade, to accompany me to that meeting. Said it was a private meeting, so she waited outside. I went and met one-on-one with someone. We're there for about an hour. And then when we're leaving, he went and spoke to someone at another table. And then he came. By that time, my friend had said that she had ordered some food. And he came and we said, no, leave it, I'm late, I have to leave. And he said, no man, wait for the food. And don't worry, I'll pay for it. We got the food, and I was dropping out. She said, my MP, you don't eat from morning, better you eat it. Dropped her home. And I was eating the food, my throat started to tighten up. And I couldn't breathe properly. And I called some friends in the police and the university hospital, and I ended up at the university hospital that night. The next morning, reporters kept calling, and they kept asking about the woman who was rushed to the hospital. Because the plan was never for me to eat that food, it was for her to eat that food, and they were hoping that I would be rushing a dead female to the hospital, and the scandal that ensued would destroy my name. And then the police, every time I spoke to senior members of the police, reporters would be calling with the same information I gave the police. So I knew this was not a plot from Southeast. This is something bigger. And I purposefully kept this from the leadership of the party and everyone, my family in particular. But I think you ought to know that there's a group of people who will not stop, even if it means murder of an innocent, not to destroy me, but they need to destroy my name. And that is what I've been up against. When the results came back, I'm a fit man, I exercise, I ride. Oh, and by the way, I heard my counterpart, Dr. Tufton, was in an accident. I reached out, I expressed my sympathies and hope he gets a speedy recovery. When the results came back at UE, it showed that I had liver and kidney damage. By that time, I had gone to SAB because I was feeling better. And I repeated the blood test there. It showed the liver and kidney damage, but it was improving. And that cemented everything that I was poisoned.
Armed robbers this morning escaped with an undetermined sum of money after they held up a MoneyGram outlet in Portmore Mall in St. Catherine. Commander for Zone 2 in the St. Catherine South Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Earl Grant, says the incident happened at about 11 a.m. He say 2 masked men entered the business place, pulled their firearm, and demanded money from the cashiers. Grant say there was an exchange of gunfire between the gunmen and a security guard who was on duty. It is believed that one of the robbers were hit during the exchange. The men managed to escape in a waiting motor car.
11:15 this morning, we had a robbery here at the Alliance MoneyGram, where 2 armed men on foot entered, one wearing a construction vest, orange and yellow, both wearing masks over their faces. They pulled firearms and proceeded to held up the tellers within the establishment, and they demanded money, of which they received. A security guard who was on duty observed what was happening, also interacted with one of the men who demanded that he open the door. In an attempt to do so, there was an exchange of gunfire between the security guard and the gunmen, one of whom we believe to be hit as a result of the gunfire. They both escaped with an undetermined sum of cash, some of which fell on the floor. They both escaped in a waiting motor car. The motor car has since been recovered by the police, and we observed within the car that there were blood stains afoot, as also some blood stains were found within the establishment.
Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake has ordered an immediate probe into the circumstances that resulted in the death of a male prisoner at the Chapelton Police Lockup early this morning. The probe is set to be carried out by the Inspectorate and the Professional Standard Branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A media release from the JCF Corporate Communication Unit said initial reports are that at about 3 a.m., police on duty heard unusual sounds coming from one of the cells and went to make checks. The male prisoner was seen with a wound, which was reportedly inflicted by other inmates. He was transported to the Mapen Hospital, where he was pronounced dead.